It was like a 90-second encounter that, again, is a memory of a lifetime.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Foos Files, the podcast for fans of the Foo Fighters. Hope you're all doing great. I'm back with you for a short but sweet episode this week because we're going to delve back into the Storytellers mini-series. I know we've picked up quite a few new listeners over the past month or so if you haven't had a chance to delve into the archives yet, Storytellers is a short, snappy collection of stories directly from you, the fan base. Kind of more of a narrative style than your typical interview format. Give you a bit of a break from my voice and break up some of the long form content that we've been doing too. But they're always positive and uplifting. We've had some really cool, unusual concert stories. We've had people who've had some really interesting interactions with the band. We've covered stuff like the Garage Tour too. So, as I say, always really positive and uplifting directly from the heart of the Foo fan community. So if you've got a story you'd like to share in the future, you can drop me a DM on Instagram @FoosFilesPod or send an email to foosfilespod@gmail.com. So our latest storyteller is Griffin Van Nest, a Foo Fighters fan currently living in Florida. And his tale takes us all the way back to the Break a Leg tour in 2015 when Griffin went to see the band at the DTE Music Theatre in Clarkston, Michigan. And it wasn't just Foo Fighters show day, it was actually Griffin's 50th birthday. This magic milestone was brought to Dave Grohl's attention, and as you're about to hear, something very, very special happened.
My wife and I, about 20 years ago, started doing travel therapy. And in that, wherever I was at, I'd go catch a show. So one of the shows I caught was the Foo Fighters. I can't say I have a favorite band per se, as I like so many. But I went and saw the Foo Fighters live, and I was just, I was kind of blown away by the energy. And so I've seen them a couple times. So if I backtrack a little bit in the story, one of my close friends from high school got a job with Warner Brothers. So back before we started traveling 20 years ago, Doug, my friend, I was like his concert buddy, and it was pretty typical to get free tickets and or sometimes backstage passes, to which, I have many, many rock and roll stories. But we were traveling, and anytime I would come back home, we'd have a break where I'd come back home. So I'd look and see what's coming through Detroit. And I says, hey, Doug, the Foo Fighters are playing on my 50th birthday up in Detroit. Let's go. He goes, great news. We have the opening band on our label, Royal Blood, and so I can get us free tickets. I says, great. Well, let's make a day of it. Well, we went up early. Gosh, I don't know what time we got up there. I want to say we got up there around 2:00. And went to some bar and grill. I couldn't tell you the name. And again, it's my 50th birthday. Got a built-in designated driver. And part of the reason for going to this particular bar and grill was the local radio station in Detroit, WRF, the Riff, was doing an online interview with Mike Kerr from Royal Blood, the bass player. And knowing what I know, I was really into them Crooked Vultures. So on that particular day, I wore them Crooked Vulture t-shirt to the Foo Fighters show. And I remember, as we got our picture taken with Mike, he kind of points at my chest, goes, nice t-shirt, mate. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Right. But Doug always gets good tickets. And, the guy that was the liaison, the coworker with Doug, he also found out that it was my birthday, and he had to take Mike back to the stadium or the venue. And then he also had some contest winners that he had to attend to, but he had a little cooler going on in his car and do a little tailgate, if you will, To which, it's my 50th birthday. I was already feeling good by 4 o'clock. We were on a bit of a bender. So he goes, "Hey, meet me over in the parking lot. I got something for you." So we go there and we're hanging out, and I had known Dave to be a good guy. You see the videos, you hear the stories, and from my love of the Miami Dolphins, I've always, from time to time, made a sign to take to the games just to flash a message, right? So I didn't know what I was going to write, but I had taken a piece of cardboard and a big old fat magic marker. And as we're drinking, I said, "Shit, what am I going to write?" Doug didn't even know I had this. And all of a sudden we're getting ready to go in. I says, he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Well, I'm making a sign, man." He goes, "You always have good tickets." I go, "Maybe I'll be able to get, maybe I'll be able to get on stage and drink a beer with him." Right. So I made a sign. I says, "This is my 50th birthday. Let's have a beer." Just as easy as that. I mean, I scribbled it essentially and on his car seat as we're drinking. Well, his buddy, again, he takes us into the place. He's got these contest winners. He goes, "Now follow me." Well, this guy rolls us straight up to the bar and buys all the contest winners and Doug and myself 2 large beers. So everybody's got 2 giant beers now. He goes, "Now follow me." And he throws a little wristband on me. I'm like, "Oh, all right, what's this?" He goes, "Well, just follow me." Well, again, I looked at the tickets that Doug had, and they were in like the 15th row. And I thought, "Oh, shit, man, we got good seats right here." He walked us right down into the orchestra pit, right in the front. The wristband was to get into the pit. And again, Doug didn't have anything to do with this. It was just kind of a whim. Well, this was the tour where Dave had broke his foot. So he was sitting on, that Game of Thrones guitar throne. And it was on a little track that would come to and fro. It'd come right up to the edge of the stage, and then it would back up about 15 foot. And they would do that several times, where every time that damn thing came forward, I'd hold up my sign and start shaking my sign, right? And I'm getting people nudging me in the back, and I'm trying to be respectful, show my sign, but yet, no, there's people behind me. You can't see through the damn sign. So I kind of hold it chest level and shake it, and I'm shaking it to draw attention. And, if you watch the video, he references, "Get that damn sign out of my face."
Ladies and gentlemen, for the last hour and a half, I've been staring at this guy in the front row that says it's his 50th birthday and he wants to have a beer.
If you look at the picture from when the backdrop is up, we were right in front. I mean, I think there may have been one person in front of me, but I was right there. And man, I'll never forget. It was about halfway through the concert, and I am feeling no pain at this point. And yeah, man, I got up on stage and slammed the beer with him, and yeah, it was a memory I won't soon forget.
Alan, you got 2 beers? Come on up, motherfucker. I don't need your ID. I believe you. Come on now. Bring it up here. How am I supposed to concentrate with that fucking sign in my face all night long?
He asked my name, and I kind of leaned into it. But then before we slammed the beer, I go, "Are we slamming it? Are we chugging this thing?" It was like, "Yeah, 1, 2, 3, go." And I was like, "Okay, here we are." And I wish I could have slowed it down in my mind. It happened so fast, but I chugged the beer. And again, as I'm doing it, I go, "Well, man, I'm it's 25,000 people here. So, I better do this right." So as I get, I don't know, maybe this much left in the can, I take the can and start bringing it up here. So it's just pouring on me, and I crumple the can and kind of toss it. So, and then you don't see it on the video. I casually walk front and center to the stage and take a bow. So, that was my big move, is taking a bow before I jumped off stage.
I know it's your 50th birthday. We got a lot of songs we gotta play tonight. I'm gonna share this beer with you, and then I gotta do my job. What's your name? What is it? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Griffin's birthday tonight.
just riding high on adrenaline. And as I'm leaving the place, people are like high-fiving me and patting me on the back. And you were on the stage.
I went to Office Depot and bought one piece of cardboard and a magic marker. You got it in your pocket. There you go. That's all it takes right there.
I was kind of on cloud nine, and it was like a 90-second encounter that is a memory of a lifetime. I've had some dark days in my past, and after coming through those dark days, I got a theory that, I'm going to live my life to the fullest, man. If there's something I want to do or enjoy, I'm going to go do it. So it really worked out. It worked out well.
So that was Griffin Van Nest sharing the story of his 50th birthday celebration that he will never, ever, ever forget. And I'm sure being able to drink a beer with Dave Grohl is at the top of most people's bucket list. So what a great story. Don't forget, if you want to be our next storyteller, drop me a DM at Foos Files Pod on Instagram or by email foosfilespod@gmail.com. That's it for this week. I promised you it was going to be short but snappy. We're going to get back to the A to Z next week with Ain't It the Life from There's Nothing Left to Lose. We've got one of our OG podcast listeners joining us to break down that one. And then, of course, the band are getting back on the road in North America. The Take Cover Tour resumes in Toronto on Tuesday the 4th at the Rogers Stadium. So if you are going to that one, have a great time, and please do get in touch to share your experience of the concert too. In the meantime, thanks for listening to Foos Files. Don't forget to give us a follow on the social media channels. We're on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok at Foos Files Pod. Take care, and we'll see you next week.